everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we are going to try to figure out what I'm gonna be reading in August, which is also the autumn equinox of the magical readathon Orilium. So, in August we have magical readathon Orilium. If you don't know what it is a readathon hosted by G from Bookworm. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. It's my favorite readathon. I absolutely love this readathon and I always just put my all every single month that there is this readathon happening. So that's what's going to happen also in August, at least I hope so. In April we had spring equinox, which is kind of like the lighter version, and then in autumn equinox we have exams for the classes we took in April, so it's a bit more expensive, so more books, more demanding. In spring equinox I did two callings. I did Beastmaster and Wild from Druid, and so I'm going to be attempting that also in the autumn equinox, now in August, which now results, it should be 19 books, which is insane. But I'm going to try to keep it a bit like, read some manga that I'm interested in, and some comic books and some of the shorter books that I own to keep it manageable. But we'll see. So what I'm going to do now is go through the prompts and talk to you about what books I plan to read for each prompt. Some of the prompts are very vague, so I'm not really sure what I will be reading for that, because it also depends on what I will find in the library, because I'm now not at home, so I can't go to library to go figure it out. So I will have to go figure it out when I get home. So I'm not sure about that. So I will talk to you about the prompts that are specific and that I need to pick a book for, like specifically for the prompt, not just like activity-based prompt. Anyway, if that doesn't make any sense right now, I'm sure it will make sense soon. So we're going to start with Wild from Druid, because I think that's going to be my priority. As last year I did the Beastmaster, so I already graduated with that. So this year I'm gonna be focusing on Wild from Druid, but also trying to improve my Beastmaster. So we are starting with Wild from Druid, and here we have 5 classes to take exam in. So first of all is D in Animal Studies. That means distinguished in animal studies. That means I need to read 3 prompts or 3 books for this exam, and I have it in my phone because I don't know it by heart, so I'm just gonna be looking at my phone. So the first one is Introduction to Domestic Creatures, and the prompt is Pet Pig, and I have 2 of these, so also Beastmaster has this prompt, but for that I asked a friend, Denise, from Chaos in Enchanted Forest, to do Pet Pig for me, and she did it, so we'll do that later. But for this second one, I'm going to do G's Pet Pig. So she filmed her cats do the Pet Pig, and she posted it on her Instagram, so that's what we are going to do now. She said write 4 books, and like according to numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then choose a cat. So I'm choosing Zeus, and they will pick one of those 4, and that's the book I have to read. So I'm going to screen record. The 4 options I have for Pet Pig is One Dark Window, Record of a Spaceborne Few, Eclipse, and The Adventures of Amina Al-Sirafi. And so those are the 4 options. So let's go to the stories. So we are picking Zeus. This is Momo. We are checking Zeus. And Zeus picked number 2. Okay, so number 2 is Record of a Spaceborne Few. Amazing! So this is the 3rd book in the Wayfarers series, and I just read the 2nd one like last week, so I'm really excited to continue. I have this from library. This is basically a cozy sci-fi series, and I absolutely love it. I'm not gonna tell you much about it because it is the 3rd one in a series, even though I think this one here we have people that we never met before, so I'm not sure. But the first 2 books I absolutely loved. The first 2 books are The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet, and the second one is Close and Common Orbit. and I love them both. So I'm really excited to get to this one. So I'm really happy. Thank you, Zeus. Next prompt is qualified for animal studies. The prompt is Dragon Chicken Hatching, and the book is debut book. And for this, I'm going to be reading One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is, I think, kind of like a psychology, horror, fantasy kind of thing. I'm not sure if it's YA or adult. It was for G's Patreon book club now in July, and today is actually the book club discussion, but I haven't gotten to it, so this is definitely on my TBR for next month. And so this I'm going to be reading. I'm not sure what it's about, but I think it is like this girl or a woman, and she has, yeah, there is some magic, and she has monster in her mind. I think she calls him the Nightmare, and he slowly takes over her mind. And I don't know if there is some romance as well or something involved. It sounds intriguing, so I'm curious about this one. So this is the second book. The third prompt for animal studies for distinguished is Biker Wolf Gear, and the prompt is read this book in 2 days. So this I'm going to pick something short. I'm not quite sure yet what. It's going to be maybe some middle grade or some comic book or manga or something like that. I am not sure. I will give you some options at the end, like what are the possibilities for these books, but I'm not sure. So I do not want to, tell you now when it might not happen. But for example, it's going to be maybe One Piece or a Rebel Girls book or the T-Dragon books. We'll see. So that one, I'm not sure. And then we can go to the next one. We have Art of Illusion is the next class. Here we need to reach qualified. First one is Levitation Spell, and the prompt is read without touching the floor or the ground. And here again, I will pick something short. I'm not sure what, like this is really bad TBR, I'm telling you, but I'm really hoping I will get some cool manga in the library, which we'll see. But I do plan to do vlogs in August, so you will be able to follow this with me, and we'll see what happens. But it's gonna be something short, so don't know what to do for that one yet. And then the next one for Art of Illusion is qualified voice altering spells, and the prompt is audiobook. So here I scrolled through my Scribd and tried to choose the shortest audiobook I have saved there, and that is the Anti-Racist Ally. It is about 1.5 hours long, so it's pretty short, and it talks about, how to be an anti-racist ally. And I'm just curious to read it, and we'll see. So that one should be a quick one. Next class is Astronomy, and here we only do, I think it's called Ordinary. So this class is about the Moon Song Ritual, and the prompt is check the last song you listened to on Spotify, and then pick a book that has any of those words in the title. So I did check it, and the last song I listened to was With You by Daniel Norberg. I have no idea what the song is, but that's what it said. So I needed to pick a book that has either with or you in the title, and I chose a fast one. I chose The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitchell Albom. I have that on my Kindle. It's pretty old. It's kind of like a classic by now. It's released in 2003. And I actually have no idea what it's about. An enchanting, beautifully crafted novel that explores a mystery only heaven can unfold. Eddie is a grizzled war veteran who feels trapped in a meaningless life of fixing rides at a seaside amusement park. As the park has changed over the years from the loop-de-loop to the pipeline plunge, so too has Eddie changed from optimistic youth to embittered old age. His days are a dull routine of work, loneliness, and regrets. Then, on his 83rd birthday, Eddie dies in a tragic accident trying to save a little girl from a falling cart. With his final breath, he feels 2 small hands in his and then nothing. He awakens in the afterlife, where he learns that heaven is not a lush Garden of Eden, but a place where your earthly life is explained to you by 5 people who were in it. And then it continues, but that sounds really interesting, sounds like really thought-provoking book, and I'm really excited to finally get to this one. It's pretty short, I think it is, less than 200 pages, so perfect. Okay, and next we have Restoration class that we need to take exam in, and here we need to reach Distinguished, so 3 books. First is induce sleep, so start a book before bed. Again, any of the short books I can start before bed, easy. Second one for qualified is relocating pain, so read a book in a different spot each time you pick it up. So this will be also something short because I live in a small apartment and there is not that many places I can change and like I can sit on or in, so that's also going to be something short. Again, I'm not sure what is this TBR? It will be very interesting to actually figure out what those books will be. But then in the distinguished for restoration, we have memory tests, and here it is random letter generator and then title begins with that letter. So here we are going to do this. And the first one it shows, I will not count that, I will actually like actively press generate to generate a new one. So here we have sequence like, let's see, I think here we have random letter is now B, so generate random letter is Y. What? Let me check if I have anything that starts with Y. That could be like U something. Wait, I need to check that. Okay, so here we've got a couple of options. So first I do actually own a book that is called Your Perfect Year. This is by Charlotte Lucas. I think I got it for free on Amazon at one point. But this one is pretty long. It's about 439 pages. So I don't think I want to commit to such a long book. So then I went to my Scribd and see what books I have there. And I found two. I have Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kwang. And the second one is called You've Reached Sam, which is by Dustin Tao. And according to the length of the audiobook, Yellowface is shorter. It's 8 hours, so that's the one I'm picking for this prompt. It's gonna be Yellowface, and I think that's pretty good because I really want to read that one to see if I can finally find a book by R.F. Kuang that I actually like. So that's the one. And then the last class for the wild form druid is shapeshifting, and here we need distinguish, so 3 more books. So first is Formation Fang, so read a book with vampires. And here first I was thinking like I don't have any book with vampires or that I want to read or anything, and like outgrown vampires, but then I remember that in April I read Twilight and New Moon, so I thought it would be perfect to read the third one. It is a long one, it's called Eclipse. It is a long one, but I just know the story so well, I'm sure it's gonna go really quickly, so my pick for this is Eclipse. The second prompt is, or the second part of the course is qualified. Here formation is feathers, and the prompt is random color generator that match the cover. So here again we are going to go to random color generator, and here again when I open it, it will show a color, but that's not the color I'm going for. I will reload it and then that color I will count. So let's do that. It's purple. It is purple. Okay, so I went through the audiobooks mainly because I feel like that's usually the easiest way to go through books for me. And I found one audiobook I have on Audible, and it was also recommended to me by a friend for my 12 books to read in 2023, and that is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And this book is a non-fiction, I believe, and it is a soulful and uproarious, forceful and tender. Untamed is both an intimate memoir and a galvanizing wake-up call. It is the story of how one woman learns that a responsible mother is not one who slowly dies for her children, but one who shows them how to fully live. It is the story of navigating divorce, forming a new blended family, and discovering that the brokenness or wholeness of a family depends not on its structure, but on each member's ability to bring her full self to the table. And it a little bit continues, but that's basically the gist I got from it as well, like basically kind of a uproar memoir for women, kind of. That's what I think about it. So Untamed for this one, really excited about it. And then the last thing for shapeshifting is for distinguished, and it is inanimate objects, chair. So prompt is chair on the cover, and for this I actually own the book. And I'm not showing you any of these books that, I own some of them physically, but I'm not at home, so I don't have them with me. But for books with chair on the cover, I'm going to read The Silent Patient by Alexei Michalides. Not sure how it's pronounced, but it is a thriller. It was very popular back in the time. I bought it, but I never got to it. So now is a perfect time to finally get to it. So that's my pick. And that's basically all for the Vault from Druid. There are 4 books that I will pick later, depending on what I'll find in the library. But now let's move to the Beastmaster. There are some things as well here to talk about. And so first class we need to go through is the elemental studies, but here is only ordinary, and the prompt is element of earth. So book with the word earth in the title. And here I have one book that is fairly short, and I'm quite excited to read it as well. And I wanted to for very long. It was recommended by many people, not only in the bookish community, but outside of it as well. So that's why I'm much more eager to read it as well. And the book is called The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace Wells. It is a short one. It is about 240 pages or something like that. And yeah, it's a story of the future. So I think it's kind of like a climate panic kind of book. Non-fiction about the climate. So right in the correct spot for me. So perfect, that one. I'm really excited to read it and hope it's not gonna be too heavy. Then the second class was again animal studies, and again distinguished. So the same 3 prompts as in Well from Druid, and that is introduction to domestic creatures, so pet pick. So here we go for Denise and her pick for me.
Jinto, you wanna pick one? Doe kiezen. This is not helping, buddy. Pick one. Good job. The husband is now reading the others, and he's gonna be so pissed because his favorite is in the other one. Do the face again.
And so there the options were Aragon, How to Almost Ruin Your Summer, and Lumberjanes. And so How to Almost Ruin Your Summer got picked by Jean Tom. Thank you, Jean Tom. And this is a middle grade book set in summer camp. And this is the whole group book for the Camp Enchanted that is starting on Monday, July 31st until August 6th, I believe. So like 1 week when we're gonna have lots of live streams and lots of activities, and just check it out. I will link down below the announcement. It's gonna be really exciting, and I just love this community and what Denise always creates. So it's again Denise from Chaos in the Enchanted Forest. I will link it down below. And then the next prompt is Dragon Chicken Hatching, so a debut book. Here I'm not sure yet what I'll pick, but there are a couple options. I have Aragon, but that is a very long one. That is like 700 pages. There is, I think, In Every Mirror She's Black is debut, which is much shorter though, and I need to return to library as I do with Aragon. So I have a couple books to pick from. And I actually think, for the sake of the video, I'm going to say In Every Mirror She's Black, because I do need to return this to library. This is by Lola Akinmaid Åkerström, and it is basically about, I think, 4 Black women trying to make a life in Stockholm, and about their struggles as Black women in mostly white society. And yeah, it is a contemporary fiction, and really excited to read this one, so I'm gonna count this one. Also, I think this might be a little bit of a stretch. I'm not sure how strict we are with the debut, but this is her first fiction book. She also wrote before a non-fiction book, or 2, I think, but this is the first fiction, and I'm gonna count it. If I can't count it, I'll probably actually ask in the forum, then maybe Aragon. Definitely a first book by the author. I think he wrote it when he was 17, so that could definitely count as well. So we'll see. And then the last book for animal studies, the prompt was Biker and Wolf Care, so read this book in 2 days. Again, something short that I'll choose later. Next one we have Alchemy. We need to pass Alchemy, but only ordinary, so only 1 book. It is the Stone to Copper, so first in a series is the prompt. And here I'm going to be reading Lumberjanes, which is the group book, the official group book for the Camp Enchanted. And this is a graphic novel. There are a couple volumes, and I think this is also set at summer camp. And it's a middle grade or children's book, so that's gonna be very quick for sure. So that's the one I'm going to be reading. And then the last class that I need to pass is Restoration. Here I need to reach Qualified, so 2 books. First one is Induced Sleep, so start a book before bed. Again, any short book I want, I can start before bed. And the second one is Relocating Pain, so read a book in a different spot each time you pick it up. Again, something short, the same as the Wild from Druid. So I have 3 spots in Beastmaster and 4 spots in Wild from Druid unfulfilled. So there can be one T-Dragon book, there can be One Piece, it can be anything else I found in a library, there could be a couple Rebel books because I have a couple of those, could be Weather, which is my book club book for July and August, and it's pretty short, it's like a 4-hour audiobook. So it could be Weather. We'll see what happens. This is like kind of madness, and we'll see what I feel like, what I have time for. And then the very last thing I want to talk about is that I also will try to do the supplementary qualification. This will be only if I have time for it. So I will do it, and at the end of the month I'll see if I manage to read all the other books, because for this qualification I need to read 2 books, and maybe I will need to count these books towards the main classes to pass them. So we will see what happens. But for this I chose the dragon riding license. So my character is going to learn how to ride a dragon. That's really exciting. I was also thinking about the apothecary one, but that one was like working with animal parts, which I don't feel comfortable with. And it also said it was perfect for herbology callings, which I'm not. So I decided maybe I'll just stick to my Beastmaster Wild from Druid kind of situation. So interacting with animals again, I'm gonna try to learn how to ride a dragon. And so for this, the prompt is read 2 books with dragons in it. So for this I want to read the T-Dragon Society. These are comic books or graphic novels really, and it's a series of 3. So 2 of them I would like to read for this, and then 1 of them I can read for the classes. And again, if I don't manage to finish all the classes, I can count all of these for that and yeah, not have the qualification, but we'll see. And then another thing for the dragon license, I need to watch a movie or a series with a dragon. So here I was thinking to rewatch Game of Thrones, at least some episodes. Or we've been wanting with Hendrik for the longest time, and we also started rewatching Hobbit. We started it, and I think we got to, like through half of the first movie and then just gave up. So we're gonna give it another try. I think the dragon is in the second movie, so we're gonna watch 2 of the Hobbits at least. So that's the plan. Anyway, that's my TBR. There are other books that I should read because I need to return them to the library. So I'll try to fit those in. I'm not sure how well that's gonna go, because it is a lot of books and I don't expect I will be able to read like 19 full books. So we'll see what happens. But the books I currently have with me and that are for the readathon are these 3, and the rest are either on audiobooks or are in Kindle, or I have them at home. So this is very small stack compared to how much I actually plan to read, which is 21 books. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I haven't read that many books in 1 month ever in my life, so we'll see. But yeah, that is all for this TBR. It's madness, I know, and I didn't tell you 7 books that I plan to read. I said some options, but it's not given, so I'm not sure. And I will try to vlog it, so then you will be able to follow with me and what I picked for each prompt, I hope. So yeah, hopefully that's gonna work. But that's it. If you are taking part in this readathon, please let me know what you are going to be reading, or what calling you are going to read for, what is the book you are most excited to read. And yeah, if you have any books that I have here on your TBR and would like to buddy read them to motivate each other to read, then definitely let me know. I would be absolutely up for it. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!